and play some ball at IUP and some pretty competitive basketball. This is different from the camp that we talked about earlier this summer. It's a camp for some elite high school players to get some exposure.
Yeah, it's that's what we call it, Todd, an elite camp. So the other camps were for more for a younger age group. This is for strictly high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a lot of inquiries through emails. People want to come to IUP. They think they can play there. And some of them are good high school players. And they want to, they might not even have a good perspective of what it takes to play at IUP.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives them an opportunity. We have 2 sessions. It's on we have 2 sessions, and they go for 3 hours. And the kids, they play against other high school players in front of our coaches, and our own players will be given instructions. And we have some coaches from other colleges come by, and they get a chance to get evaluated.
I learned about the camp by seeing a video, and I don't even know how it was that I came to see it. And Bryce Radford was in the video talking about the camp, inviting folks to come, and talking about how helpful it was for him.
Yeah, Bryce. Well, we haven't done one in 4 or 5 years, but before COVID probably. Okay, it was the last time we did an elite camp, and Bryce came, and we got a chance to watch him play. We wouldn't have seen him play otherwise. He was in West Virginia. He was marginal. Okay, he wasn't like high on everybody's radar. Well known, so to speak. But he came and he was impressive. Got to know him. Got to meet his dad, and got to talk to Bryce. And then we didn't offer out of that camp. But as time went on, we kind of had him that put him on the radar.
Yeah.
And then he started putting up numbers, and he sent us some emails, and then there was an association there, and we watched some more film on him because of that, and we ended up offering him a scholarship. And if he didn't come to camp, he probably would never came around to that. So sometimes you're going to find some young men out of this camp. Nolan Burke, up from Central Cambria there, he came to camp and got to know him, and then his mom, and he joined us as a walk-on eventually. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that was just getting to know him from camp, getting to have that personal connection. So it is a pathway. We try to get some players to come to camp that we're recruiting, but a lot of it is just young men wanting an opportunity to show and to compete. If you love basketball, you want to come in, and it's an opportunity to play against some good players, and opportunity to learn some different skills, and maybe to get some exposure. So even from the local schools, it's open to everybody. You don't have to. It's not like you have to. If you're in going to 9th grade, going to 10th grade, you feel like this camp can serve you well, help you, maybe get you some exposure, build some connection with our program, then you're more than welcome to sign up. And if you just go to our website and drop down over camps, you'll see the specific information. That's going to be the second Saturday in August. Okay, I believe that's August 12th. If you have a calendar in front of you.
Wait a second, and there happens to be one right here to my left.
Yeah.
Why am I not looking at that? Second Saturday in August is the 9th.
The 9th. It's August 9th. Okay, Todd, excuse me on that. I got a lot of dates flowing in my mind right now. It's a little bit of a busy summer. We just had a recruit on campus yesterday, and so we're involved in doing that stuff and doing some traveling, and then looking forward, busy working on another kind of a project that's dear to my heart. I was up at the Boston Celtic camp. Joe Mazzulla, who used to be the coach at Fairmont State, who we played a couple times, and he's a guy that I had offered a job to, and was a day away from taking it at some point about 7-8 years ago. Fortunately for him, he's a lot richer that he didn't take the job at IUP. He ended up with the Celtics G League team at the time instead of taking an IUP job, and propelled him to being the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He's a strong man of faith, and so when I was up there last fall watching practice, I floated out an idea that we can get together some coaches and have like a Christian retreat for a day, some other men of faith, and so we got like 15, 20 guys. Some are NBA affiliated guys, some are college. The head coach at the University of Illinois Brad Underwood will be there. There's the head coach of St. Joe's will be there, but a lot of it was trying to find. We didn't want the group to be too big. It's just a daily thing from 9 to 5. But a lot of my former assistants, Ron Fidel will be there, Alan Payne, Trayvon Woodall, Guys that I know that are followers of Christ and want to grow and try to do a better job, seeking to do a better job on how to live out their faith as a college basketball coach and their purpose. So that's later in the month. And Joe gave me the go-ahead. We'll have it at the Boston facility, but you go ahead and organize it all. And Scott Wagner is going with us. He's the FCA minister on campus and does a wonderful job of leadership through that, probing, asking questions, provoking thought. And he'll be going with me up to Boston to kind of lead that day.
One of the things that people know about you, especially in these last few years, is how important it is to not build just basketball players, but to build and have a role in contributing to someone becoming a complete human being. And faith certainly is the biggest aspect of that. And to have this group of coaches come together for this purpose really is going to inform them in whatever it is that they're going back to, whether they're running a basketball program or doing something else. Yeah,
that's extremely important. Todd, I think we all have a calling, and whatever that calling is, whatever world you live in, whatever time, whatever way you spend your time, we all have a calling to try to influence others, to try to make impacts, to try to have people to live a life with purpose, and in my world, that is lead them to Christ. Yeah. Our guys, thinking of our team, speaking of our team, and helping them grow in other areas. They finished. We got an NABC Team Award, Academic Team Award, and it's for teams that reach a certain GPA, the entire team combined, and only 4 teams out of 17 teams in our conference achieved that award. So it's a hard group to get into in men's basketball, and we were one of the 4 this past year. So I'm proud of the efforts of those guys that they did in the classroom too. So it's building total individual. That's the purpose of our program.
Yeah. When your fellows leave the campus at some point, and you know that they're coming back for the next basketball season, of course, through the course of a summer, you're going to see a lot of them. But when they do go home or wherever it is that their destination is for the summer, they take that faith with them. They take the skills with them, obviously, that they learned on the basketball floor as well. And then they come back, they're a different person, depending upon how they spent the summer and with whom. I know that must be fascinating for you.
It is. It's really neat to see them grow. From year to year, we're all different people. We're not in the same space we were a year before. Our experiences, our the things that happen to us. A number of our guys work camps in their community, impact young kids in their community during the summertime, and hopefully some of the values that we're trying to share with them as a coaching staff here get reflected back into the communities that they live in. So it's a ripple effect that we like to see, and they tell us about those experiences, and they take it to their home too. They're hopefully when they come home, their parents see a different guy than they sent off to school a year ago.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're gonna do the dishes and other things, but hopefully they get a little bit more of a servant attitude, even when they get home. And if don't do a lot, at least do a little bit more than they did the year before. That's all parents are seeking that.
Yeah.
On a note there, talking about former players, we're going to be fortunate. We only have one full-time assistant now. We used to have a full-time and a part-time, and after we went to the Final Four there, and the school had some cuts, everybody got trimmed down in a lot of ways, and so every year, a big part of recruiting is to recruit a couple volunteer assistants to help our program. Last year, Brandon Mahan did a great job, and this year we have Armani Foster is going to be joining us in a volunteer capacity. He wants to get into coaching, and it's like, in coaching, you don't really get a degree. Getting a master's or a doctorate in coaching, that doesn't really help you in the profession, okay? On-hands experience, building your resume, learning on hands. So Armani's coming to take coaching classes, so to speak, all right? And he doesn't have to pay for any credits, I tell him, okay? All right? He doesn't have to pay for tuition. There are no tuition and fees. He just has to put the time in, and he'll do a wonderful job. And he's doing a lot up in Meadville with some young kids, and so we're excited to have him.
Well, yeah. When you think about guys who on the basketball floor, one of the things about watching Armani play down through the years was you could see him think the game. And I always admired him that about him. And Ashton Smith was the same way for me. As I think about it. Those are guys that you could actually watch the wheels turn, even at the same time that it seems to come so natural to them. It's an offshoot of hard work and of application of what you're learning.
Sure. And speaking with a little pride there of Ashton, okay, he's last year he was with the Atlanta Hawks as a player development position. And this year he got promoted up to an assistant coach with the Atlanta Hawks in NBA. So we're excited for him, and I expect him to be joining us up in Boston also. So so it's kind of it's a little bit of an IUP reunion. We're going all the way up to Boston to do it, but we appreciate Joe Mazzulla and his time and efforts and helping us out on this.
Absolutely. All right. The Elite Camp, once more, we want to highlight that, August the 9th.
August the 9th, there's 2 sessions. Go on the website, drop down, search for the camp, drop down, and we still have spots. It's filling up, but we still have spots in the morning session and in the afternoon session, and they're 3-hour sessions. We'd like to see a good turnout from young kids in the area to that camp, okay? And they can measure themselves, and then they can go away saying, wow, I got a long way to go, or I got to work, or they can learn how to work. And so I think it's well worth their time to show up on that Saturday.
Yeah, and they'll take those skills and the things that they learned from that camp right back to their high school programs and enhance those as well.
Absolutely, Todd.
He's IUP Heads men's basketball coach Joe Lombardi. Thanks so much for coming by this morning. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's always a privilege to speak with you and share a few thoughts with the people in the Indiana area.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Beautiful day if you're going out on the golf course. We had Dan Pajak from Northern Cambria. The Heritage Conference Golf Invitational is